self-exploration. And essentially has to do with looking into oneself, investigating into oneself, and establishing a dialogue between what you really want to be and what you are. So this exploration helps me to first understand what is my purpose, what is my natural acceptance. So once I know about my purpose, about my natural acceptance, then I live according to this. So I am in harmony within myself, that is called Sukha. This is also naturally acceptable to everybody else, therefore it leads to Swaraj. Being in harmony with everybody else. So that is the essential thing that we do in self-exploration. So we thought we systematically look into it and find out what is the content of self-exploration and the process of self-exploration. As content of self-exploration, we identified as exploration into the desire of living and the program of action to fulfill those desires. So these are the two basic questions which we want to address in this self-exploration. And we said these are the two meaningful questions concerning our existence, the human existence. And we had also posed this question that if we have answer to these questions, what more would we are able to know, to understand, to explore. Then we went on to process of self-exploration. As a process, we said, it will be a process of self-verification, verifying things on our own right, which means anything that is said here is in the form of a proposal. I pass this proposal through my natural acceptance. If it is naturally acceptable to me, it is true for me. If it is not naturally acceptable to me, it is not true for me. So I can verify for myself what proposal is right for me, what is not right for me. Similarly, if it is naturally acceptable to me, I pass it through the second test, that is living according to it, in terms of my behavior with human being or work with the rest of the nature. If it leads to mutual fulfillment, leads to mutual happiness in my behavior with human being, it is the right proposal. Otherwise, it is not a right proposal. Similarly, if it leads to mutual prosperity in my work with the rest of the nature, it is the right proposal. Otherwise, it is not a right proposal. तो इस तरह से हम अपने में अपने अधिकार पर जांच कर देख सकते हैं क्या हमारे लिए सही है, क्या सही नहीं। जो हमको सहज स्वीकार है वो सही है, जो सहज स्वीकार नहीं है वो सही नहीं। इसी तरह से उसको जी कर देख सकते हैं, जिसके आधार पर जी कर हमको उभय तृप्ति मिलती है, उभय सुख मिलता है, वो सही है। जिससे उभय सुख नहीं मिलता, उभय समृद्धि नहीं होती, वो सही नहीं। इस आधार पर हम establishing a dialogue between what you really want to be and what you are. So this exploration helps me to first understand what is my purpose, what is my natural acceptance. So once I know about my purpose, about my natural acceptance, then I live according to this. So I am in harmony within myself, that is called Sukha. This is also naturally acceptable to everybody else, therefore it leads to Swaraj. Being in harmony with everybody else. So that is the essential thing that we do in self-exploration. So we thought we systematically look into it and find out what is the content of self-exploration and the process of self-exploration. As content of self-exploration, we identified as exploration into the desire of human being and the program of action to fulfill those desires. These are the two basic questions which we want to address in this self-exploration. And we said these are the two meaningful questions concerning our existence, human existence. And we had also posed this question that if we have answer to these questions, what more would we are able to know, to understand, to explore. Then we went on to process of self-exploration. As a process, we said it will be a process of self-verification, verifying things on our own right, which means anything that is said here is in the form of a proposal. I pass this proposal through my natural acceptance. If it is naturally acceptable to me, it is true for me. If it is not naturally acceptable to me, it is not true for me. So I can verify for myself what proposal is right for me, what is not right for me. Similarly, if it is naturally acceptable to me, I pass it through the second test, that is living according to it, in terms of my behavior with human being or work with the rest of the nature. If it leads to mutual fulfillment, leads to mutual happiness in my behavior with human beings, it is the right proposal. Otherwise, it is not a right proposal. Similarly, if it leads to mutual prosperity in my work with the rest of the nature, it is the right proposal. Otherwise, it is not a right proposal. तो इस तरह से हम अपने में अपने अधिकार पर जांच कर देख सकते हैं क्या हमारे लिए सही है, क्या सही नहीं। जो हमको सहज स्वीकार है वो सही है, जो सहज स्वीकार नहीं है वो सही नहीं। इसी तरह से उसको जी कर देख सकते हैं, जिसके आधार पर जी कर हमको उभय तृप्ति मिलती है, उभय सुख मिलता है, वो सही है। जिससे उभय सुख नहीं मिलता, उभय समृद्धि नहीं होती, वो सही नहीं। इस आधार पर हम जांचने का काम करेंगे। ये हमारे अध्ययन की विधि होगी। इस विधि से इन दो प्रश्नों का उत्तर ढूंढेंगे। इतनी बात हम लोगों ने पिछले सत्र में की थी। ठीक है, इस सेशन में हम लोग इसको एक्सप्लोर करना शुरू करना चाहते हैं। इसमें सभी पार्टिकुलरली डिजायर के मुद्दे पर एक्सप्लोरेशन करना चाहते हैं। उस पर कुछ काम शुरू करते हैं। Unless there is some very urgent question. So let's address to this question. If I look at myself and investigate, I find that I desire for two things. One is I desire for happiness. The second, I desire for prosperity. Then I desire for the continuity of the truth, the happiness and the prosperity. तो मैं अपने को देखता हूँ ना, अपने में जांच परख करता हूँ, तो मुझे पता लगता है कि एक तो मैं सुखी होना चाहता हूँ, दूसरा समृद्ध होना चाहता हूँ, और इन दोनों की निरंतरता चाहता हूँ। आप अपने में जांच कर देख लीजिए, आप ऐसा चाहते हैं नहीं चाहते। whether you desire for happiness or not, whether you desire for prosperity or not, whether you desire for the continuity of both happiness and prosperity or not. बताइए, सुखी होना चाहते हैं? कोई ऐसा है जो सुखी नहीं होना चाहता है? समृद्ध होना चाहते हैं? कोई ऐसा है जो समृद्ध नहीं होना चाहता है? फिर इस दोनों की निरंतरता चाहते हैं, कंटिन्यूटी चाहते हैं, या वंस इन ए वाइल चाहते हैं, हैप्पीनेस एंड प्रॉस्पेरिटी? कंटिन्यूटी चाहते हैं। और अगर इतना हो जाए, इसके अलावा क्या चाहते हैं? वही कंटिन्यूटी का इंफिनिटी होता है। और क्या कंटिन्यूटी मतलब जब भी आप हैं, आपके होने तक तो है ही। कंटिन्यूटी का मतलब कंटिन्यू है। So if happiness and prosperity is ensured in its continuity, what else do you desire?
Stability.
Continuity means
now they should be in harmony with the others.
yeah, if it is not in harmony, then this continuity will not be there. This is a very strong thing. See, if I am not in harmony with you, then I cannot be happy. So let's see what else do you desire.
Everything is for happiness and prosperity, nothing else.
So everything else that you have been desiring for is for this. That means your desires are not unlimited, indefinite, right? You basically have only two desires, right? Desire for happiness, desire for prosperity. Think what more you desire. Everything else you have been desiring for this.
So then we
Where
have
will you put the Swiss bank balance?
Eh?
Where will you put the Swiss account?
Bank balance either has to do with prosperity, right? Or to do with happiness. Or for the continuity. Yes.
for the purpose of continuity, we have to understand the happiness and prosperity then.
Yes. So not too many desires.
One more thing, assurance for continuity.
Yeah. So when you say continuity, it also includes reassurance. So not too many desires.
What about health?
Health. Yeah. When you talk about prosperity, we'll unfold that. So this prosperity essentially has to do with the health also at the base of it. The prosperity has to do with having more than required physical facility. When you go about identifying the required physical facility, it is identified essentially in connection with the health of the body, ensuring the nurturing, protection and right utilization of the body. So, the physical facility, one of the essential aspects of having physical facility is to ensure health of the body. There are some other aspects also that we will see.
So about self-esteem.
Yeah, self-esteem has to do with happiness.
Self-esteem, number of times not directly correlated with the happiness and prosperity. A person who is earning 1,000 rupees is satisfying his ego, he is satisfying his esteem. May not be earning anything, just getting bread and butter. A person like Mukesh Ambani or okay, and mental, and then they are having everything, but they are not satisfied. Their esteem is not fulfilled.
They are sadhan sampann sukhi kare. Sadhan sampann sukhi kare.
दुखी साधन संपन्न दुखी
A
रहती
teacher,
नहीं है ना.
like us, sir, one more example, a
See,
teacher,
this self-esteem.
he may be the primary teacher or college teacher, may be earning 1,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees a month, but self-esteem is entirely different from this prosperity and happiness. If he is getting the regards from the students, his esteem is fulfilled, he is satisfied, his desire is fulfilled. If he is not getting the regard, he is getting everything, he is always, can never be happy.
The happiness has to do with the self-confidence. The happiness has to do with the confidence in relationship. Happiness has to do with confidence in the whole organization of the nature. All those things will come out as a
The
details
social
of
things are
ensuring.
being completed here.
Yeah.
In this happiness and desire column
Yeah.
of prosperity.
The
All social things are
self-esteem.
being completed. What about mental
Self-
happiness?
Oh, this
It
is all
is
mental.
self-esteem.
This is all mental. This has to do with partly mental and partly physical. Happiness is a mental state. Right? Prosperity has to do with physical facility as well as this feeling of having more than required physical facility. So, happiness has to do with self-esteem, or the self-esteem is one of the aspects of happiness. So I want to have confidence in myself, right, in order to ensure happiness. I want to have confidence in relationship in order to ensure happiness.
So what
So-
about self-esteem?
Uh-huh.
What about self-esteem?
What is self-esteem? Self-confidence other than something?
Self-confidence is a different thing. Self-esteem is entirely different.
What is it?
Self-esteem is the ego satisfaction.
Self-confidence is better than ego or worse than ego?
But self-esteem is better than the ego. Self-esteem. Self-confidence is an entirely different thing.
Eh?
Self-confidence is an entirely different thing. Esteem is a different thing.
What is it? That's what I'm trying to
So
understand.
likewise, I put an example. There are two teachers in the same college, taking the same subject, on the same grade, drawing the same amount of money, living in the same territory, area, having both houses. Everything is altogether the same. Mean to say the level of happiness and prosperity is more or less same for both the persons. But to one teacher, student comes, say, Guruji Pranam, and touches his feet. Another person, student just bypass him. The self-esteem fulfills there in the first case, while in the second case he got hurted. The students are the same students are not giving regard to him. While the self-esteem of the teacher, he may be earning 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, different thing. If the students are paying attention and regard to him, he is satisfied. His ego is satisfied.
So he is happy.
So where this happiness and prosperity comes in between?
He is satisfied. So he is happy.
He is happy, but he is not happy. Even though he is having the same
Yeah.
status, same
So
category, everything
this
is same.
thing has to do with happiness, isn't it? Satisfaction, happiness. And whether that self-esteem is right evaluation, okay, or over-evaluation, or under-evaluation, is something which is yet to be seen. If it is right evaluation, it will continue to be in that state. If it is an over-evaluation or under-evaluation, it will get into trouble.
And also when we use the word self-esteem, self-confidence, we cannot be deriving it from somebody else. It will have to come from inside.
Yeah.
It can't be from an act of any other person.
Yeah. So, I will have to understand this self. And I will have to make a right evaluation of it. This leads to confidence. If it is over-evaluation, it leads to ego. If it is under-evaluation, it leads to depression. So if I understand myself properly, I make a right evaluation of it, it leads to confidence. If I make an over-evaluation of it, it leads to ego. If I make an under-evaluation of it, it leads to depression. And if you look at it little deeply, you would realize that this goes in a cycle. So if you have not rightly evaluated yourself, right, and you over-evaluate, okay, soon you realize that there is something wrong with it, and you go into under-evaluation, right? With under-evaluation, you are not satisfied, okay? You get into trouble, then you over-evaluate yourself. So you keep oscillating between the ego and the depression. They are the two sides of the same coin. So we'll see that a part of this would be
I think
understanding the self and rightly evaluating the self.
To conclude that bigger discussion, I think without self-esteem one cannot have self-confidence.
There is no bitter discussion, number one. It's a discussion.
The number of person achieves
Number two, we are not trying to conclude. Okay? We are trying to explore. Yeah. So I am just putting forward these possible issues, leaving it open for each one of us to decide. I am not trying to close this. I am not saying this is it. I am saying this is one of the proposals. Find out. If you can add something to it, fine. Go ahead. Add something. So I am not at all in a hurry to conclude. I am trying to open up things for exploration. We keep this writing here, right, and we'll see whether this can all be sorted out by yourself. Yeah, let's see. What more than happiness and prosperity and its continuity? और क्या चाहिए बताइए? सुखी होना, समृद्ध होना,
You can list them out in love, trust, respect, all these other things which fall into happiness. They are all a part of happiness, right?
Then I think we need to study Maslow's hierarchy also. Needs, wants, and desires. Physical needs should be set apart. Then after that, social needs, self-esteem, self-actualization. So many concepts came in. What I think is happiness, prosperity, and activity are after that Maslow desire. Which one comes in the happiness? What came first?
Happiness and prosperity encompasses all.
All.
So very few desires. Just few desires, not too many. Not infinite.
These two desires are leading to overall. Like as our need and want are considered as happiness when our physical need, our social need, our self-esteem need for the world has been completed in this particular point. Then prosperity is there, that is self-employment. So these 2 points have covered several of our desires.
So we essentially need to understand them in detail, right? Explore them, find out whether there is a possibility of happiness, whether there is a possibility of continuity of happiness. Similarly, whether there is a possibility of prosperity, whether there is a possibility of continuity of prosperity. All this we will need to explore, right? But ultimately we want only this. We want happiness, we want prosperity, we want the continuity of the truth. If there is any more thing, we'll keep writing them down at the right side, okay? And at the end of it, we'll see whether that falls into this category or some other category has to be developed. Moksha. What is moksha?
The overcoming of desires.
What is naturally accepted? Dukha
The last one.
Nirantara
The last one.
Is this one? Here? Mukti means, moksha means this. Moksha means dukh se mukti. निरंतर सुख पूर्वक जीना मतलब स्वतंत्रता. If you live in Swatantrata, in a state of continuous happiness, the two is already included, right? The three is included in two. You are living in a state of continuous happiness, which ensures that you are free from misery, from unhappiness. देखिए समझ में नहीं आता है तो हर चीज बहुत बड़ी चीज है. और क्या, यही तो कह ही रहा हूँ मैं. नहीं, स्वतंत्रता इससे आगे का चीज हुआ ना. दुख से मुक्ति हो गया तो सुखी हो गया, गारंटी थोड़ी है. सुखी हो गया तो गारंटी है कि दुख से मुक्त हो गए. अभी इतना भी ध्यान में रखते हैं ना, दुख से मुक्त होना ये पर्याप्त नहीं है. क्योंकि सुखी होना चाहते हैं, दुखी नहीं होना चाहते, ये तो ठीक है, ठीक है ना. लेकिन दुख से मुक्ति चाहते हैं इतना ही बार नहीं है, सुखी होना चाहते हैं. तो सुखपूर्वक जीना, इसका उपाय चाहिए. ठीक है. So we'll keep exploring whether there is anything more required than this. In the meantime, let's look into these two things. Right? Let us explore into happiness and into prosperity. Right? Let us see whether it is same for all of us or it is different for different people. Because we have been made to believe that happiness is different for different people. Right? So we need to explore, find out whether the meaning of happiness is same for all of us or it is different for different people. Similarly, prosperity is same for all of us or is different for different people. Right? So the next thing that we want to do is to explore into happiness. So I will write down a definition of happiness, right? And you check for yourself whether this definition applies to you or not. Right? Whether this definition of happiness is correct or is not correct for you. I read this out. The state or situation I live in, if there is harmony in it, there is synergy in it, I like to be in that state, in that situation. To be in a state of liking is happiness. And if I sum this up, it means to be in a state of harmony, in a state of synergy is happiness. इसको मैं हिंदी में लिख ले रहा हूँ like this. स्थिति अगर उसमें संगीत सामंजस्य है ऐसा जीना मुझे स्वीकार्य होता है। इस स्थिति के भाव में जीना अगर उसमें संगीत है, सामंजस्य है, व्यवस्था है, तो ऐसा जीना मुझे सहज स्वीकार है। इस स्वीकृति के भाव में जीना, उसी को लिखा है संगीत में, व्यवस्था में जीना। Similarly, you can define unhappiness. If there is disharmony, if there is contradiction, in it, then I do not like to be in that state of situation. If I am forced to be in that state of disliking, I am in a state of happiness. So to be forced, because otherwise I will not be, in that situation of disliking, unless I am forced. So to be forced to be in a state of disliking is unhappiness. Which essentially means to be forced to be in a state of disharmony, state of contradiction. Is unhappiness. तो दुख को अगर परिभाषित करेंगे तो उसका मतलब निकलता है अगर इसमें अंतर विरोध है, अव्यवस्था है, तो ऐसा जीना मुझे सहज स्वीकार नहीं हो। फिर भी अगर ऐसा जीना पड़े, है ना, ऐसा जीने के लिए बाध्य होना पड़े, तो उस समय जो हमारा मानसिक स्थिति होता है उसको दुखता है। इस अस्तित्व के भाव में जीने के लिए बाध्य होना उसी को लिखेंगे तो मतलब होगा कि अंतर विरोध में अव्यवस्था में जीने के लिए ये सुख और दुख की परिभाषा है। ये आपके लिए सही है कि नहीं इसकी जांच कीजिए। When do you feel happy? When you are in a state of harmony or when you are in a state of contradiction? At any level of your being, right? At the individual level, at the level of family, at the level of society, at the level of nature. Right? Wherever you are living, right? In whatever state or whatever situation. When do you feel happy? When there is harmony, synergy in it, you feel happy? Or when there is disharmony, there is contradiction, you feel happy? So if you are sitting with a person, right, with whom you have a contradiction, will you feel happy and unhappy? You would not like to sit with him unless you are forced to be with him. So when you are forced to be with a person with whom there is a contradiction, right, you feel unhappy. When you are with a person with whom you have a harmony, right, you like to be in that state. And in that state you are in a state of happiness. In fact, I can just put that down here. It will help you to see. Begin with. These are the states of situation. Of my living, my being. Right? Starting from the self, the individual, then family, society, nature and existence. And at each of these levels, whenever I am in a state of harmony, right, I am in a state of happiness. Whenever I am in a state of disharmony, contradiction, right, I feel unhappy. तो इतना जीने का फैलाव है व्यक्ति, परिवार, समाज, इन सभी जगह पर जहाँ कहीं भी हार्मनी होती है तो सुखी होती है, जहाँ कहीं भी अंतर्विरोध होता है तो दुखी होती है। अभी इतना भय हो गया कि वातावरण में इतना प्रदूषण हो गया है, पता नहीं धरती रहेगी कि नहीं रहेगी, तो सब आदमी भयभीत है। तो अभी जो पूरी प्रकृति के साथ एक अंतर्विरोध हो गया है, उसका दुख, समाज में आतंकवाद आ गया है, तो उनके साथ हम संगीत पूर्वक, व्यवस्था पूर्वक जी पाएंगे नहीं जी पाएंगे, इसका जो भय है ना, उसके कारण दुख है। परिवार में जो झगड़ा हो रहा है, लड़ाई हो रही है ना, बंटवारा हो रहा है, अंतर्विरोध है, उसका दुख। अपने आप में भी विचारों में अंतर्विरोध, सोच में अंतर विरोध है ना, चाहना में अंतर विरोध, तो सबका दुख तो भोग ही रहे होते हैं। तो जहां भी अंतर विरोध है उसमें दुख, अव्यवस्था है उसमें दुख, जहां भी संगीत है व्यवस्था है। This is the definition of happiness and unhappiness. Right? You find it out whether this definition of happiness and unhappiness is true for you or not true. You can see that if this is true, then in order to ensure the continuity of happiness, you have to ensure harmony at the level of self, at the level of individual, yourself, at the level of family, in relationship with other human beings, at the level of society, at the level of nature, at the level of nature. So first I need to understand that harmony, and second I have to ensure living in that harmony in order to ensure the continuity of happiness. Right? That will become the program of action. We'll come to that later. But let's first see this definition of happiness, whether it is true or not true. एक बार ये पता चल जाए कि ये सही है हमारे लिए और जीने का फैलाव इतना है, ठीक है, तो निरंतर सुखी होने के लिए क्या करना है? इन सभी जगह संगीत क्या है, व्यवस्था क्या है, उसको समझना और उसमें संगीत पूर्वक व्यवस्था पूर्वक जीना। अगर ऐसा संभव है तो सुखी हो सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है संभव तो नहीं सुखी हो सकते। तो अभी कॉन्क्रिटाइज तो कर सकते हैं, सुखी हो सकते हैं, नहीं हो सकते। सुखी होने जाएंगे उसका क्या प्लान होगा, क्या प्रोग्राम होगा, लेकिन उसके पहले हैप्पीनेस को समझना तो जरूरी है। अगर सबका हैप्पीनेस ही अलग अलग है तो फिर सबका कार्यक्रम भी अलग अलग होगा। तो ये डेफिनेशन दिखा हम लोगों ने हैप्पीनेस का। ये डेफिनेशन सही है कि नहीं आपके लिए, वो आप जांच लीजिए और जांच कर बताइए। सर्वरोध में जीकर सुखी होता है कि संगीत में जीकर सुखी होते हैं?
संगीत में जीकर सुखी होता है।
और जीने का फैलाव इतना, तो ये सभी जगह संगीत समझ में आ जाए, व्यवस्था समझ में आ जाए, संगीत पूर्वक जीना हो जाए तो सुखी हो सकते हैं। अगर ऐसा संभव है, नहीं है तो दुखी रहना है। हमसे कम क्लियर तो हो, है ना?
Sounds very nice. I mean, it's an ideal state that one would strive towards. But in the usual state of affairs, it's something in between. You know, one is sort of half happy, half sad. I mean, it's, and I suppose this compromise, or one has to live like that. One's never completely happy or completely unhappy. Maybe one is maybe more unhappy than happy. But this is an ideal state of affairs. I mean,
yeah, so let us explore. I'm not saying that, I'm not even claiming to believe this, that this stage can be reached. But what I'm saying is, let us first at least be clear, right, as to what is that state that we are desiring. So at least the desired part of it should be very clear. Then we'll unfold and see whether it is possible to ensure this state of continuity of being in harmony. We'll explore that. But in terms of desirability, this is okay. We are trying to fix up the problem step by step. First we said, we need to explore only this much. Right? The content of this exploration is going to be what is my desire and what is my program of action. These are the two basic questions. So at least we are fixed in that way. Then for desire, there are only two basic desires, happiness and prosperity. Then we are saying when you say happiness, this is what it means. These are all definite things. And we can concretely talk about them. They are not vague things. They are not infinite. They are not unlimited. Right? When you look into your levels of being, this is the definite, levels of being that reflects. Then we'll see whether it is possible to understand the harmony at all these levels, whether it is possible to live in harmony at all these levels or not. If it is possible, there is a possibility of continuity of happiness. If it is not possible, then there is no possibility of continuity of happiness. But let's explore into that. Let's investigate and find out. At least we are definite now that we want to ensure happiness and prosperity. Then we are also sure now, definite, that to be in harmony is happiness. So whenever I am in a state of harmony, I am in a state of happiness. Whenever I am in a state of contradiction, I am in a state of unhappiness. Now all these things are becoming definite now. Then we will see whether it is possible to realize it or not. We are settling them down one by one. So I keep open whether this state can be reached or not. Right? I am keeping that open. But this is a desirable state. This should be very clear. If this becomes definite, then we go further and explore whether it is possible to ensure this desire, fulfillment of this state or not. Of course, if you look at the things around today, we are in a bad shape anyway. Individually we are in deep tension, confusion, right? Uncertainty. Okay? So much of depression, frustration, right? If you look at the level of family, the family is anyway breaking down. So much of fights, depressions, divorce, all that is taking place. If you look at the society, okay, so much of terrorism, war, exploitation, all that is there. If you look at the nature, it has become really clear to anyone. So we are in a bad shape. So we are more in a state of unhappiness than happiness. But it is all because we have not even looked into what is happiness. Right? We have not even looked into how you ensure happiness. Okay? We have certain set of assumptions about happiness. Right? Therefore, we have certain set of plan of actions to ensure happiness. And we have been going about with that. And it is leading to more unhappiness than happiness. So the whole thing has to be looked at.
सपोज we say कि सोसाइटी में इतनी फैमिली ब्रेकअप हो रही है बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग ऑफ हैप्पीनेस करेक्ट लेकिन कुछ ऐसी फैमिलीज भी हैं दे आर फ्लॉरिशिंग दे आर वेरी हैप्पी सीम्स टू बी लाइक वी कैन सी लाइक हमको लगता है तो जॉइंट फैमिली है आज भी और बहुत खुशहाल है काफी प्रॉस्परस है तो उस सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी को क्या कहेंगे कि कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज प्रैक्टिस कर रही है
To the extent you are able to understand the harmony, right? For example, harmony in relationship. Right? To the extent you are able to understand it, you are able to fulfill. To the extent you are able to fulfill it, there is a state of happiness and there is continuity of that state. That is very simple. The law applies equally to all of us. So if there are a group of people, right, who are living, in a state of harmony in the family and they are continuing with it, right, it has to do with their understanding, right? Understanding of the relationship, right? Understanding of the happiness, the relationship of happiness with relationship. We'll see. In fact, once we unfold all this, we will be able to see for ourselves also that to the extent we have been able to understand the harmony, we are able to live up to it. To that extent, it leads to happiness. Where we have not been able to explore into the harmony and ensure living in harmony, that is leading to unhappiness. So these rules of existence are very simple, straightforward, and it applies to all, right? At all time, at all space. So if there are such people, they must have understood it, understood the relationship, the importance of the relationship. They must be fulfilling the relationship. And even now, you will see that if we start understanding the relationship, right, we will be able to fulfill the relationship. Right? Our relationship will become fulfilled. It will lead to our happiness and the happiness of the other.
So, what I think is like understanding the relationship, you need to understand your attributes, management of your attributes. Like when to forgive, when to forget, when to make our determination strong. Like to maintain a relationship, I think it's inherently we are saying to manage better our attributes in a very formal and grand manner.
Both. I have to understand myself. Right? I have to understand the relationship in family. Without understanding myself, I cannot understand the relationship. True. But I have to understand the self. Right? I also have to understand the relationship. Right? My role in that relationship. I have to understand the harmony in society. I have to understand my role in the harmony in society. So all this has to be unfolded. They are not exclusive. It's not at this or that. It is this and that. So I have to understand myself. I also have to understand my relationship.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग शब्द इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है जो कई बार इसी पर फोकस अंडरस्टैंडिंग कंप्लीट होता है या नहीं होता है, या आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग पूरी तरह से हुआ है या नहीं. सेकंड क्वेश्चन. थर्ड क्वेश्चन, अंडरस्टैंडिंग शब्दों से बढ़ता है या कम होता है? मतलब अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो है, जनरली फिलोसॉफी में परसेप्शन एंड कॉग्निशन शब्द इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. समझ और अंडरस्टैंडिंग वर्ड यूज ही नहीं होते. तो शब्दों के इस्तेमाल से, शब्दों से, दिस इज द थर्ड सब क्वेश्चन ऑफ द वन क्वेश्चन. Understanding or clarity, whatever the two things are correlated, you will see. Increases, decreases.
देखिए, अंडरस्टैंडिंग का मतलब यह है कि जिस रियलिटी के बारे में बात हो रही है, अगर मैं उस रियलिटी को देख पाता हूँ तो मैं उसको समझा. अगर नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ तो नहीं समझा. जैसे ये पेन एक रियलिटी. आई यूज ए वर्ड पेन. So pen is a word which is indicating this reality. If I am able to see this reality, right, as this reality is, then it is understanding. in order to share this understanding or draw your attention towards this reality, I use a word. So the use of word is to draw your attention towards this reality. If you are able to see this reality, you have understood the reality. Right? And this exchange of words has been meaningful. So the use of word, use of language becomes meaningful if you are able to see the reality which is indicated using the word. If you just get bogged down by the words itself without really understanding what is being mentioned by it, then it is an obstruction. So the meaning of understanding or clarity is that when it is indicated, when a reality is indicated by a word, right, or by a group of words, you are able to see that reality in yourself. Right? That is the meaning of understanding, meaning of clarity. And the use of language, use of word, is a facilitator in the process of my sharing the reality with you, or understanding of the reality with you, or you sharing that understanding with me. And लॉजिक का मतलब डिफरेंट है, उसके बाद में आते हैं, ठीक है? So understanding would mean I am able to see the reality. Now, how do you check whether this understanding is complete or not? If I am able to live with that reality in a mutually fulfilling manner, right? This is an indication of my having understood that reality. It is an indicator, right? If I have confidence that yes, I have seen this reality as it is, and I have no doubt about it, no uncertainty about it, then there is this understanding is complete. If I still have doubt, right, then the understanding is not complete. If I am not able to live in a mutually fulfilling manner with it, then it is not complete. So we unfold them. We'll take them up one by one, investigate into this reality of individual, we'll investigate into the reality of family, relationship, investigate into the reality of society, the reality of existence, the nature.
Sir, is there anything like forced happiness?
Forced happiness. See, this is, you mean excitement?
No, I meant like lazy drinking and you drank a lot and always means happiness is there and you find his happiness in the world like this. Is it like this?
I didn't understand. What did
I
you
was
say?
just talking to her.
Forced.
She was asking me.
Forced happiness.
Forced happiness.
When do you drink? When you are in a state of happiness or a state of unhappiness?
But after drinking maybe something
Then we follow.
That is temporary.
So it is the fact that young people are taking wine.
That is the perception.
Obviously, they are going to they are going to tell the reality. It is believed in a society. If a drunken person is going to deliver something, so absolutely he will speak truth.
जो नहीं पीता वो कभी सच ही नहीं
It is believed in our society.
Let's make this question first. When do you drink? When you are in a state of happiness or you are in a state of unhappiness?
Both, I believe. But people give this reason that today is happy mood, so we will drink. When they are unhappy, then give an excuse. Today we are celebration. So it's traditional.
There is one story about Mullah Nasruddin.
Oh, yeah.
So Mullah Nasruddin used to drink a lot. There is a story about Mullah Nasruddin. He used to drink a lot. And one day, he fell into the one of the sewer line, and he felt very bad, and everyone was condemning him. So he decided not to drink anymore. So when he was returning back from his job, right, this wine shop was on the way. So when he reached near it, he was finding it very difficult to cross. But then he said, no, I had enough, no more. So he walked through, and he crossed that wine shop. He went to a distance, then looked back some 200-300 meters. He said, yes, Mullah, I have done a job today. Let's have it. तो अभी ऐसा ही है, ये जो शराब पीने वाले को है ना, वही है. अभी आप अपने से पूछिए और देखिए, थोड़ा ऑब्जर्व करके देखिए ना, जो लोग शराब पीते हैं या सिगरेट पीते हैं, जब तनाव बढ़ता है तो सिगरेट की मात्रा या शराब की मात्रा बढ़ती है कि घटती है? वेरी सिंपल टू ऑब्जर्व.
खुशी बढ़ती है सर, जब खुशी आती है
खुशी नहीं बढ़ती है, तनाव बढ़ता है. अभी जो खुशी जिसको कह रहे हैं वो भी आवेशी रहता है.
जैसे प्रॉफिट हो गया 10-20 लाख रुपए का, तब भी बढ़ जाता है.
उससे टेंशन ही बढ़ गया है, एक्साइटेड है वो, है ना. ही इज नॉट इन ए नॉर्मल स्टेट, ही इज नॉट इन ए स्टेट ऑफ हार्मनी. वो बहुत पैसा आ गया है तो भी एक्साइटेड है, राइट. लुट गया है तो भी एक्साइटेड ही है, दोनों में एक्साइटेड है. ही इज नॉट नॉर्मल. Another story I'll tell you. One person, he got a lottery, 1 crore rupees, right? So this message came when he was not in the house. His wife was there. So when she got the message, she was very troubled because she thought that he will get very excited and he may even meet a heart attack. So she went to the priest and told him that I am in trouble. My husband has got a lottery of 1 crore rupees. So tell me how to manage. Because if we tell him directly, he may meet a heart attack. So he said, fine, I will handle it. Okay. She was very happy. She said, fine, if you handle it properly, right, I will give you half the money. And the priest has an अभी तो ऐसे हालत है ना. Now this heart attack is not caused by a state of happiness, state of harmony. It is caused by a state of excitement, right? Which is not a normality, it is an abnormality. So either abnormality, you start drinking.
I think on this point there are cultural differences. In India, it would perhaps not be considered appropriate to drink. According to Indian traditions, one doesn't drink. But in Europe, it is considered quite a normal thing. It wouldn't be considered abnormal. And if you are having a dinner, you are inviting friends, some wine with the food would be quite in order, and it's to show that you are in a sort of happy, harmonious mood, and that is quite, it's very normal practice. And this would be in most countries in Europe, probably in the States. I think, yes. So there, I would say there is a cultural difference. And Of course, some people take to drink if they become alcoholics. Then it could be that if they're in a state of depression, then they would drink too much. That does happen. I mean, then it's abnormal. But this, drinking in moderation is considered very normal, and it's considered to be a sort of happy state of living. You know, good, prosperous living. And then you have different special wines that are especially good. And this is cultured. It's considered to be cultured living. Yeah.
Okay, see, for me, presently the wine is not an issue.
Yeah.
For me, the issue, is the state of happiness and the state of being in harmony or in contradiction. That's the issue. Wine was an example.
Yeah.
So, the issue that we want to explore into is whether I am in a state of happiness when I am in a state of harmony or disharmony. That's the main point. If that is clear, fine, we proceed. All these, issues of cultural difference, we will also be able to sort them out once we have these basic kind of references on the basis of which we can really decide what is human, what is not human. So these cultural differences we'll be able to sort out. Okay. This is one set of proposals regarding happiness. Okay. We'll keep exploring this. In fact, this is what we are going to expand, all the 6 days to come. Okay. Let me define the other concept, the prosperity. And it's now the definition of prosperity. Feeling of having or possessing more than required in the आवश्यक सुविधा से अधिक की उपलब्धि और उत्पादन का भाव, इसको समृद्धि कहते हैं. So there are two parts of it. One is identification of the required physical facility. So what is important is its identification. Then the second part is its fulfillment. these are the two parts. The identification of the required physical facility is part one. Fulfillment of that required physical facility, that is having or producing more than required physical facility, is part two. For prosperity, both of them are required. Right? If the first one is missing, right? If the identification of physical facility is missing, can you ever have more than required? Or the feeling of having more than required physical facility? So you may have lot of physical facility and it may go on accumulating, right? But because you have not been able to identify how much physical facility, its identification and its fulfillment. Right? So you may go on accumulating lot of physical facility, but you will never have a feeling of prosperity if you have not been able to decide how much physical facility is required for you. Right? For example, we are discussing like this session with the university students, and they are all taking tea. So I asked them, if the glass does not have a base, ग्लास में अगर बेंदी नहीं है तो कितने चाय से ग्लास भर जाए? If this glass does not have a base, right, and you try to fill it up with tea, how much tea will it take to fill it up? They started laughing. I said, this is very simple for you to understand. Now let me ask you, how many of you have been able to decide how much physical facility is required? Right? There was a complete silence. Then I asked them, if you have not been able to decide how much physical facility is required, right? Can you ever have more than required physical facilities? They said no. So can you ever have feeling of prosperity? No. Just imagine. Your economics says the needs are unlimited, okay? And the resources are limited. Okay? Which means everybody is bound to be deprived. This is the guarantee. And we call it Arthashastra. So now you can check whether you call it Arthashastra or Anarthashastra.
What do we call it? Arthashastra.
Arthashastra or Anarthashastra. And Arthashastra, which is giving you a guarantee that you will never become prosperous. You will always, be deprived. You are bound to be deprived. अभी उसको पढ़े जा रहे, पढ़ाए जा रहे अर्थशास्त्र के नाम से।
इसलिए थोड़ी पढ़ाते हैं कि प्रॉस्पेरस होना,
इसीलिए तो तय करना है पहले,
कैसे कैलकुलेट करना है,
इसीलिए तो पहले तय कर रहे हैं कि सुखी होना चाहते हैं कि नहीं, समृद्ध होना चाहते हैं कि नहीं, उसकी निरंतरता चाहते हैं कि नहीं। अभी क्या चाहते हैं वही पता नहीं। तो
वहां तो पहुंचने के लिए इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ते हैं, वहां तो पहुंचते नहीं कभी।
इसीलिए तो कल शुरू किया था ना, ये व्हाट टू डू के बारे में पता ही नहीं।
जो प्लानिंग की होती है वही पूरी नहीं होती, पहले ऊपर चले जाओ।
क्योंकि प्लानिंग ही नहीं की शुरू से, लक्ष्य का ही पता नहीं है। ये तो आपको बिल्कुल पहले दिन से पता होना जरूरी है। पता ही नहीं है क्या करना है और कैसे करने की बात करते हैं तो कहां पहुंचेंगे? So let's see whether the definition of prosperity is correct or not. Number one. Number two, whether you need to identify your required physical facility or not. Can you do it without understanding it? Or understanding is required even to identify the physical facility.
So the two words feeling and the state, are these different or are these similar? I mean, when I'm saying happiness, I can also say it is a feeling of being in harmony. Similarly, prosperity could be a state of, so it's the same word, right? You're just using it, another way of saying it.
Yeah.
State
So
and
I
feeling
was
similar.
in fact mentioning that when you talk about prosperity, when you talk about happiness, it has to do with the mental state of your being. When you're talking about this, it has to do with both. It has to do with the physical part, right? And as well as your feeling that you are having more than your required physical facility, or you can produce more than required physical facility. So the physical facility part of it is covered in prosperity, right? Along with that your feeling, right? And the feeling part is covered with this happiness, which also includes understanding. We'll just come to that, the details. When we unfold into this, we'll see many more things coming out. लेकिन ये तय तो हो, है ना, कि चाहते हैं सुखी होना, समृद्ध होना, उसकी निरंतरता होना। सुखी होने का मतलब ये संगीत पूर्वक जीना, व्यवस्था पूर्वक जीना, जितना भी हमारा जीने का फैलाव है, उन सभी जगह संगीत क्या है, व्यवस्था क्या है, समझ में आ जाए। संगीत पूर्वक, व्यवस्था पूर्वक जीना हो जाए। समृद्धि का मतलब है आवश्यक सुविधा कितनी है उसका पहचान हो जाए, उससे अधिक हमको उपलब्ध हो जाए, उपलब्ध हो सकता है उत्पादन पूर्वक, ऐसा निश्चित हो जाए, उसका भाव अपने में आए। अभी क्या कर रहे हैं, ये सब एक्सप्लोर नहीं किए हैं, तो इसके लिए काम भी नहीं कर रहे। अभी आप अपने से पूछिए, समृद्धि के लिए काम कर रहे हैं या सुविधा संग्रह के लिए काम कर रहे हैं? Whether you are working for prosperity or you are working for accumulation of physical facilities. If you are working for prosperity, you would at least try to identify how much physical facilities is. You have not done that. Right? Without doing that, you go on accumulating physical facility. Right? It leads to accumulation, but not prosperity. So even if people who have earned lakhs and crores of rupees, right, or 1 lakh crore rupees, they still feel deprived. Right? In fact, one of the indication of prosperity is that if I feel prosperous, I think of nurturing others.
I think of
Nurturing others. If I feel deprived, I think of exploiting others. Now you can see people who have accumulated a whole lot of physical facility, right? 1 lakh crore. Are they thinking of nurturing others? Are they thinking of exploiting others? So they have a lot of physical facility, but they are still deprived. That's the question.
So both these things as per me will change. As in, if we are talking of harmony, we cannot establish harmony once and then sit back. If we are talking in terms of prosperity, again the requirement will change within hours, within days, within seconds. So how do we define it? As in,
Let's see. It is required, right?
yes, that I understand. But then
We'll unfold,
it's changing.
Yeah, we'll unfold. We'll look into each one of these levels, right? Try to see what is the meaning of harmony there. We'll also see whether it is possible to be in harmony, right?
It may be possible to be in harmony at a point of time wherein we have thought of things and we have settled them down there. But 4 minutes from then, 4 years from then, 4 hours from then, there may be a change.
So let's
Then
see.
again it has to be redone.
Yeah, so let's see whether this is possible, to ensure harmony at one point in time
At
t,
one point of time only or
and then
throughout?
ensure the continuity. So for all time t, we'll explore into that. The need is clear, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll see whether it is possible to have it in all time, whether it is possible to have it in all space, right? Whether it is possible to have it for all individuals. We are just opening up all these things. इसको तो बंद ही करना पड़ेगा. हाँ. So this is what we have defined. In the next session, we will try to explore whether we are working to ensure this, okay, or not. Okay. What we are doing in the name of happiness and prosperity. So that exploration will be in the next session.